Oh boy, here we go again. You know that feeling when you receive a piece of gear and you say to yourself, okay, now I'm happy and I'm not gonna get anything new in a long time. And then time goes by and you're in the same situation again. You find an excuse or excuses and you just have to get something new. In this case, 1 month went by after getting that 14 blade pedal, which is really amazing, by the way. But yeah, in this day and age, it's just too easy to go online, browsing marketplaces and finding something tempting and coming up with an excuse to get that. Well, suffice to say, new guitar day. Oh damn, that rhymed. So what's the excuse this time? Well, it's a good excuse, first and foremost, like it always is. To put it short, these past 2 years I've only been playing this guitar 99.9% of the time, and it's a 7-string. And the bad thing about that is that I only have one. And I've been thinking about getting a backup for a while now, because I haven't received my custom yet. But in case I would need alternate tunings on gigs or string breaks, whatever, well, the usual reasons of having a backup. Well, I found something online and let's just say it's gonna be my new backup. Or maybe a main, I don't know. Depends on how much I like it. But let's dig in. And I guess I'm gonna do it from the top. Now, it's gonna be a special one this time around. It's gonna be an unusual one as well, because I've been playing a guitar of a certain shape for most of my life. And well, to put it blunt, I only own Super Strats or Strats, well, S-type guitars. And even though this is in a Fender box, it's not gonna be an S-type. It's not gonna be a Strat. It's not gonna be, well, it's gonna be the opposite of Fender, pretty much. But you'll see. After I unpack a lot of cardboard. So here we have the soft case, which is actually pretty nice. On my standards, I've never had a fancy case like this. So as you can see, it's not your typical Fender shape. And that's, to be fair, one of the reasons I got interested in it in the first place. But that's only the one reason. So it is in fact a Firebird shape guitar. No, not only a Firebird shaped guitar, it's a 7-string baritone Firebird type guitar, which, man, it looks way better in person than in pictures. One big selling point for me was also the sunburst finish, because I'm just a huge fan of sunburst. That's timeless. That's a timeless guitar finish in my opinion, and I kind of grew up with that. I don't know much about the origins of this guitar, except that it's made by Wolf, which is a Korean company, I think. Not sure if this was like a line stock model or custom made to some degree, but I have to say it's really, really fantastic looking. Now, I've always had a thing for offset guitars, Explorers, Firebirds, the like, but I've never actually ended up buying those, mainly because of the Gibson scale. And now that I'm heavily into baritone scale guitars, well, let's just say you don't find stuff like this very often, except that Solar Guitars has a baritone Explorer and Chapman as well. Those would be 26.5-inch scale. But this is 27 actually, which should be similar to the Holly Benton I got. And I'm really excited to try it out. And to be fair, this might actually become my main for the time being. Except that it doesn't have a Lundgren pickup in it. It's actually a DiMarzio PAF 7, so I'm eager to find out how it sounds compared to the Lundgren, but yeah, maybe it gets a Lundgren, maybe not, we'll see. But man, enough of me talking, I'm gonna have to give this a test drive ASAP. So, first impressions with a guitar like this, I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to play like this, but wait a minute, it's resting here, but there's nothing here. Yeah, you can tell, I can tell, I've only played Stratocaster or Strat type guitars and nothing else. But after trying to figure it out for a while, for a couple of minutes, it really feels like, man, like the guitar resting here and the cutout being like here, it's really comfortable for downpicking without having to do classical position, which is actually pretty interesting. But yeah, I think I can get used to this shape. And let's face it, it's such a nice looking shape that I better get used to it. Just kidding. Well, I love it, first and foremost. The neck seems to be pretty straight, and the strings are a bit light to my taste, so I'm gonna set it up the way I like it and figure it out after that. But initial impressions, man, I might actually start loving this shape and maybe have a custom guitar built to this type of shape at some point. Gotta love the volume position as well, like it doesn't get in the way and you're not accidentally gonna put it down. And like, this is in a pretty convenient spot. Man, like, I'm just trying to get around learning the shape. But man, the looks are pretty gorgeous. So first impressions about the sound, and mainly the PAF 7, is that it doesn't have as much low end as the Lundgren does, and it seems brighter as well at the same time. Now, here's what this guitar sounds like with a preset that I've dialed based on the Lundgren M7. It's running a 5150 amp model, and I'm boosting it with the Fortin Blade with the same settings as I would with the Lundgren. It does feel pretty comfortable playing with lighter strings and lower action, unlike the Harley Benton. And man, I have to say that the shape of the body helps out with the down picking a lot, even when sitting down. But yeah, I think I'm still gonna put a Lundgren in here after giving it a setup. Let's actually hear the Lundgren side by side. Okay, so now this feels a bit weirder to play. Actually, now that I remember, I think I dialed the blade a bit nicer to the Wolf by putting more deep and slightly more level. Yeah, I think that's much closer to normal settings I would have with the Lundgren. But yeah, just to be sonically similar and the feel wise as well, I think I still want to go for the M7. Let's actually still swap over one more time. Oh, the joys of tweaking and tinkering. Yeah, it's like much drier and less bottom straight away. But yeah, it's still a pretty damn great find with all the specs and the shape and the finish and the everything. So this is definitely gonna be my number 2 or maybe number 1. I haven't decided yet, but it still needs a Lundgren M7, like, and thicker strings and a little bit of setup. But yeah, pretty damn happy with it though. So yeah, it's been a pretty nice new guitar day, and you'll definitely see this more in the future as well after I tinker with it a little bit and do the setups and stuff. So yeah, see you then. Now, don't mind me, I'm just gonna keep on chugging.